Travis Hunter. Dr. Umar had this to say about his particular situation. Let's check it out.
Dr. Umar said Travis Hunter is a goddamn fool to be dating and engaged to a woman who sat right in his face and told him that he was not her type.
Said when she said that Travis Hunter wasn't really her type. So to your point, Art, what you just said, she said she wasn't really attracted to him at first. What is that telling you? Is that not the writing on the wall? The woman went so far as to tell people she was not attracted to you. So why is she with you? The same reason everybody else's white wife is with them, for money and status, And for him to hear her say that and stay with her, I'm very disappointed. But again, I got faith in a young brother. I like him. He's good spirited, good energy. Doesn't seem like he got a whole lot of political education, but a lot of our black athletes don't, right? They've been surrounded by white folks their whole life and black people who ain't thinking about teaching them about who they are, only trying to maximize their profit for the power structure in the sports entertainment industry. I just hope somebody wakes Travis Hunter up. I'm tired of seeing this play out over and over again. He is too young to be settling down with a girl he just dated in college, who, as you said, claimed that she was never her type in the first place.
Travis Hunter and his fiance?
Yes, I have. And I saw that comedian Godfrey had responded to the news that Travis Hunter was engaged and that it had been purported that his fiance had stated that he originally was not her type, but that he had, and I'm paraphrasing here, he had since that time won her over. And with them being engaged, it appears that marriage will be coming at some point in the future, and there didn't seem to be any conversation surrounding a prenuptial agreement. There had been rumors that Coach Prime, Deion Sanders.
Hold on. I want to hear what he had to say about the prenuptial agreement.
Surrounding a prenuptial agreement.
Hold on.
Them being engaged. It appears that marriage will be coming at some point in the future.
It's not even some point in the future. I think he had like a date. He had a date. He has a date selected for the actual marriage. He was on a podcast. I think it was May 1st or something like that. And he has an actual date for the actual wedding. Let me see if I can find it here. I think it's best I bring this up because that shocked me, seeing that Travis Hunter actually had a date for his wedding. And you guys know my stance when it comes to these topics is depending on what you value. And you get to decide what you value in this life. All I ask any man is to make sure that they head into any situation, especially in marriage, understanding the gravity of the situation and protecting yourself from a legal perspective within that marriage. As a married man myself, that's what I want for other men. And I had somebody who asked, well, Chisha, do you have a prenup? Now, why would I sit here and tell you to do something that I wouldn't do, right? If you head over to fathershaverights.com, I have a whole introduction there where I share with you the reason I put together the #1 guide to drafting a legally binding prenup is because it's something I wish I had, because I had to do the work and figure out where do you start? How do you find an attorney? How do you make sure that a prenup is solid and legally binding? And I wish I had that when I was going through the same thing. But anyways, I know people are used to people living exact opposite lives to what they're telling or preaching. They'll say things like, I'm going to build a school, right? It doesn't happen. Here's the video I was talking about. Check it out.
Are you excited about the wedding?
Yes, bro. Well, I'm just ready to go eat, then do my thing. That's it.
When you
hang out
get
with
married?
the guys, hang out with the family. May 24th next year, bro.
Oh, you already got a date?
Yes, bro. Right after a rookie minicamp.
It's May 24th.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bro, yes, we got a date.
Where's it gonna be at?
Yo, my man looks disappointed. This wasn't granted, bro. Like the comedy in men announcing that they're gonna get married, regardless of their situation. Women celebrate more than men celebrate, or even younger guys, because the younger guys have heard from the older guys what marriage is like and the realities and how brutal it can be when things go south. And what happens to a lot of men, to unfortunately the majority of men, which is why, again, you have to protect yourself as much as humanly possible if that's a risk you're willing to take for your life.
Where is it going to be at?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
So why'd you pick Chattanooga, Tennessee out of everything?
A good venue, bro. She want to have a good venue.
Are you excited?
That's another thing I heard. Somebody was saying something about how they picked Tennessee because they don't uphold prenups. It's not true. It's not true. And you know what? Miss Coffee, we're just going to, because Miss Coffee, does Tennessee uphold prenuptial agreements when they're drafted correctly?
In Tennessee, prenuptial agreements are legally recognized and enforceable, provided they meet specific criteria outlined in state law. According to Tennessee Code 36-3-501.
Okay, so we don't need to hear all the codes, but if you're finding somebody who knows how to draft a prenuptial agreement, you want to make sure you find someone who drafts prenuptial agreements, like they do that consistently, right? A family law attorney who has experience, and they will know how to draft one that's solid and legally binding. They will know how to make sure that it's solid, and it's very, very, very difficult to challenge in court. In my last video, I showed you guys how Travis Hunter's coach, Deion Sanders, his assets and his life were saved because the courts upheld his prenuptial agreement. Let's head back to Dr. Umar here.
Dr. Umar said Travis
Hear what he
Hunter
has
is
to
a
say.
goddamn fool to
Yo,
be.
she is loud though. Somebody said that in my last video. Why does she have to yell? I don't know. Maybe just a personality thing.
And there didn't seem to be any conversation surrounding a prenuptial agreement. There had been rumors that Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, had tried to communicate with Travis Hunter that you might just want to slow down a little bit, not to say that she's not a nice lady, not to say she's not the one, but you're moving kind of fast. I mean, I'm saying now, to be the number one football player in the country or number two, depending on how you rank him and Shedeur Sanders. And by the way, both of them are my two favorite college football players and will probably be my two favorite NFL players if they don't start bunny hopping. But anyhow, you have not played an NFL game. You have not even been through the NFL draft. You have no idea of the type of women you're going to meet whenever you get to whatever team that you're going to play for. He's still a child. You've only been in Boulder, Colorado, and you've been in Jackson, Mississippi. Why not give yourself some time to explore life before you just jump the hoop with this woman, and I'm not going to say nothing against the young lady. She might be a nice young lady. Obviously, I have issues with it because I believe black men should be married to black women. And this looks like it's going to be another tragic tale of another multi-million-dollar black athlete who sooner or later is going to get divorced and his non-black wife is going to run off with all of his career earnings, as we've seen with so many other athletes and continue to see on a regular basis. So I'm not for it at all. But again,
and he's speaking facts from a probability perspective, which is a lot of why I never tell men to get married or not to get married. There are men on here who message me. I get emails saying, you should be encouraging men to marry. It's the right thing for them to do. I don't believe that. I don't believe that if you don't get married as a man, that you're somehow a bad person or that your value is taken away. I don't believe that with women. If a woman decides, hey, marriage is not for me, cool. I look at situations when it comes to marriage, when I'm usually applying my commentary from how realistic are you being, seeing and taking consideration what the current dynamics are within the dating market. I've always said it is up to you once you've assessed things to say, all right, I do want to take this risk. Maybe you're like myself and your goal is to provide a two-parent household for your future children. Then you may think that it's worth it, right? My parents, they've been married 30 plus years. My grandparents, both sides, married 40, 50 plus years. There's nobody in my family, as far as like grandparents, great grandparents that, didn't die without a wife. They were all in very long lasting marriages. Granted, they're from a different culture and time. But I've understood that I can't make or encourage that decision for anybody. And every man has to make this decision for themselves. Now, I do discourage picking a woman who's going to decrease the chances of you having a successful marriage.